Right, hello, good morning, and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. It's a Wednesday, the 15th day of May 2024. By His grace, we're live. And we're here with yet another edition of the show. Our gratitude will go to the Most High God for the rare privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making the rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into a panel for the morning's conversation shortly, but let's take a look at the front page of our newspaper's daily graphic. Seize fintech opportunities, digitalization, mobile money interoperability are launchpads. Dr. Bawumia rallies African nations. Book publishers fume over NACA's assessment role. Government moves to build temporary drainage on Kaswa Road. Stakeholders demand public scrutiny of state lands policy. The Ghanaian Times. Kaneshi Kaswa gridlock. Commuters abandon Trotro to go home on foot. SMEs to receive $200 million through historic partnership with EBID. Increase investment in digital tech to boost development, VIP to African governments. Driver in court over alleged murder of girlfriend's daughter. Daily Guide. Our road projects unmatched. Nana. AGD Banks Opuni Supreme Court claims. KGL boss law to Tumfo. Ambulance case. Businessman denies charges. The New Crusading Guide. Calls for NIBMD's head baseless banking consultant. I've never brokered any deals to benefit GIC and sinks. Haruna Idrisu denies $2.5 million bribery claim. I will deepen partnership between church and state to speed up national development. Bawumia. KGL Alexa Powell, that they hails Otunfo to the second, says 25 years of stability, development, testament to Asante in his leadership. Adamos Resources Limited fights back Solomon Usu and media reports. Gambaga youth praise Bawumia over construction of sports complex. AGD Banks Opuni claims about Supreme Court. Akufo-Addo encourages new voters. The Insight. Food insecurity. World Food Programme report reveals over 1 million Ghanaians in danger. Our lack of interest in arts disappointing, says celebrated Ghanaian artist Sharon Padiki. COA is meant for general well-being, Professor Duncan clears air. I fear for my life. Chebi Santua cries out over alleged pursuit Bauchi in a task force. Military officer Lieutenant Colonel Justina Frimpong receives commendation for supporting alma mater with 100 mono desk. The Herald. Judge shopping Attorney General's defense rubbished. Told Chief Justice cannot be reshuffling trial judges mid-case. Bright Simmons chases Fidelity Bank for KMA's missing 3.6 million cedis. Ioko becoming headquarters of corruption. Adam Bona urges parliamentary inquiry into Cecilia Dape's cash probe. Financial loss denied in Atufosin's ambulance matter. Haruna Idrisu responds to $2.5 million kickback claims as cheap blackmail. Ex-Ejisu MP yet to. The Informer. Approval of new dialysis fees. Parliament insensitive. Ghanaians yell, applaud Fair Sky Group. Ayehu, security dons trade blows over Yoko boss. EC warns political parties against encouraging minors and foreigners to register. Taxing churches wrong, Bawumia declares, clarifies statement. Abo exploitation, CJ urges judiciary. Chief hails Napo's boldness, says you are a blessing to Akufo-Addo government. The Inquisitor. NPP running mates induce pastors harass DMB to pick their lady. Seshiri also Omahine admires Napo's boldness, says Ghana needs his type. Adamos Resources deflates false media reportage. Nick Danso crowned Ghana's Entrepreneur of the Year. DNI Foundation gets Charity Excellence Award in Nigeria. The Daily Statesman. Digital identity. MMI crucial. VIP rallies African leaders for financial inclusion. EC registers over 250,000 new voters in 6 days. Third Africa Media Convention kickstarts today. ICAO confers Trainer Plus Silver Award on Ghana. Bawumia, no tax on churches. The Daily Searchlight. Are churches taxed? Churches don't pay taxes. The Daily Searchlight. Schools under trees in 2024. Haruna Idrisu and a $2.5 million bribery allegation. I will not succumb to cheap blackmail. Foreign companies are running away from Ghana because of low profits, AGI. Prices of books to increase by 40% next month. MP for Wenchito's Voter Registration Center. The Ghanaian publisher, Dr. Tuahini Siga, back new NIBMD. It's Ghana's time to have female VIP, says Reverend Dr. Markwe. ECOWAS Bank to inject $200 million into Ghanaian economy. APD 2025 to focus on bridging Africa's infrastructural gap. ICAO honors Ghana with Train Air Plus Silver Award. The new finder. Foucault's critics wrong. Banking consultant Siga Boss say calls for his removal lacks merit. Ghana receives ICAO Train Air Plus Silver Membership Award. Taxing churches, faith-based organizations will be counterproductive, Dr. Baumia. But where is that conversation coming from? Who says they will tax churches? No, my question really is that the issue of taxing churches, who has created that issue? For which reason there's a discussion about to tax or not to tax? Dr. Addison, African fintech struggling for investments. Daily Post. Oh. Man whose stomach tumor surgery Ibrahim Mahama sponsored has recovered fully and returned to normal life. Okay, so those are pictures supporting this, and congratulations, Mr. Ibrahim Mahama. Daily Post aptly describes him as a man with a heart of gold. That's who he really is. Anyway, I am a joker, Baumia confesses. And that's about it. For the front pages, we'll be back shortly. Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. With me on the show this morning, I have the managing editor of the Inside newspaper, Kwesi Pratt Jr. Kwesi, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Right. Also with me on the show this morning is the Honorable Member of Parliament for the Fija Kwabre North constituency. Okay. So far, I've not heard anything about Basin and Minus in his constituency yet. Okay. But if he's approved by Parliament, he will join the Doomsaw squad soon as a Deputy Minister of Energy. The Honorable Collins Adumako Mensa is also here with me on the show. And hey, he was a former footballer up to the years.
I was telling a story.
Good morning, Collins.
Good morning, my brother. Senior, good morning.
What's the story?
I was in Houston.
Yes.
For the offshore conference.
Right.
And I was reading a speech on behalf of my boss. Mm-hmm. The MC was introducing me. Started by saying,
a Ghanaian?
A Ghanaian. Was supposed to be a footballer.
Okay.
Now moved to politics. So after the show, I asked him, how did you know that? He said, oh, I've been watching Metro TV. He said, Randy gave you out a long time ago.
Mr. MC, thank you. Thank you for watching and continue watching the show as well. But if you're looking for a toothpaste that will take care of all the family and save you some money, the recommended family toothpaste is Kel 360 toothpaste. It's approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Kel 360 toothpaste provides you and your family with all-round dental protection throughout the day with freshness. Kel 360 toothpaste is good for kids, children and adults. Let your family be a proud family when they step out by constantly using Kel 360 toothpaste. Kel 360 toothpaste brightens your teeth, prevents cavity, and with the school mint, gives you fresh breath throughout the day and protects the gum from decaying. For consistency and quality, use Kel 360 toothpaste. Kel 360 toothpaste is another product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasso. It's available in all supermarkets, malls, and provision shops. Call Samara Company on 0246 864 798. Kel 360 toothpaste, happy smile. And enjoying the fruits of your labor is as important as enjoying the mansions of your labor. The pains of climbing the stairs when not exercising could be challenging for all ages, but worry no more. Lifts and elevators have got you covered with the best portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators on the market today. It's a simple, self-supported elevator for both homes and offices, and guess what? It can lift your goods too. Wheelchairs can fit in, and they come in 3 custom-made models. It's affordable and can be installed within 3 days. Visit Lift and Elevators at Sakumono. Just call them on 0200535515 or send a mail to elevatorsgh@gmail.com for consultations and the best solutions in easy vertical movement. Right. Okay. So, Honorable.
Boss.
What's our Doomsday situation?
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to Ankwesi. Randy, there seems to be some improvement. Depending on where you stay. I was just speaking to my wife a few days ago, asking her in my absence how the power situation was in the area. She indicated to me that there's been a tremendous improvement. Of course, the wish is that you shouldn't experience it at all. But in an area where I live, Achimota, Gulf Hills, it used to be quite rampant. But since I returned for the past 2-3 days, I've not seen one. So obviously there seemed to be some improvement. The issues were clear. I mean, the president's last statement on the 1st of May made it very clear what the issues were. One has to do, very technical, has to do with their usual regular maintenance and then fuel supply. Fortunately, we are making some headway on that particular angle. My understanding is that hopefully in the next couple of days or weeks, we should be getting some reliable fuel supply. That should bring some respite in that space. So Randy, yes, let me also take the opportunity to apologize, just as the president did, for the unfortunate situation we put Ghanaians through in the past 2 months. But I'm happy that I can see some light at the end of the tunnel. Hopefully, by the end of this month, there should be some comfort.
So who provided the president with the information that he put out on the 1st of May?
In fact, at the time the president was speaking, the information he had was that fuel was available. But later on, I spoke to the technical people. We got to understand that some of the fuel that was brought in could not power some of the thermal plants. Apparently, they have different types of fuel for the different set of thermal plants. And so, not all of the fuel was discharged. In fact, you had to go back for the ones that were properly situated for each of the thermal plants to come in. So at the time the president was speaking, indeed, he was grounded in the fact that the fuel had settled in and that the process of discharging had started. But the technical people were telling me that this was the issue they had, so they had to go back and come in. So hopefully, as I said, by the end of this month, from what I'm hearing, it's likely that we should be comfortable.
Is it?
Randy, I mean, the first most annoying thing is that having gone through all this inconvenience of power outages and so on, and having been told all kinds of cock and bull stories about how transformers are being repaired and that is the cause of the problem and so on. Now, government itself admits that the problem was lack of fuel. It's so annoying. If you come to think of the fact
the PURC analyzed that transformer thing and used data to demonstrate that it was a big fat lie. Prior to that, the ECG workers themselves had also used data to demonstrate that the transformer thing was not a sustainable excuse. It was a big fat lie. I don't know why people in officialdom were still hanging on it.
But that's the point I'm making. We have a problem. We have a national crisis. And public officials look us in the face and lie to us, blatant lies. They knew at the time that they were telling us this cock and bull story about transformer and so on, that the real problem was that there was no fuel to power the generators.
It had nothing to do with any CSA.
And they kept on lying and lying and lying. Now they're telling us that it was a fuel supply problem. What are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to believe anything they tell us again?
But we had known that that was the problem. The only thing is that they won't confirm it,
Yes.
because it goes to buttress a certain point. I mean, it brings to the fore certain truths. But at the end of the day, like they say, when your mother is dead and you say she's not dead, the consequences.
Yeah, but the point I'm making is that now, what are we to believe? What can we believe? When it has been demonstrated that they were actually lying to us, deliberate lies, what are we to believe again? But you see, it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there at all. The president, and I want to believe that he was convinced by his officials, his ministers, and so on, that Doomsor was over. And on a crucial day like May Day, Workers' Solidarity Day, actually announces to the world that Doomsor is over. Look, 2 weeks after that, we are still suffering Doomsor. Who misinformed the president? Who lied to the president?
Because the president suffered that.
Yes, and I'm just
The only thing is, I'm sure what
But
you
there
are...
must be consequences
Yes,
for this.
yes, I guess that's the point. Yeah.
There must be consequences for this. First of all, official administrative consequences for those who lied to the president and embarrass him. That's one. Then there ought to be political consequences. Those of us who are not in the administration, those of us who cannot suspend people and dismiss people and so on, we ought to pay.
But,
We ought to make people pay for this reckless lying.
because if we go by Honorable's narrative on it, you see, these same technical people are the people who know the kind of plants we have. This will not be the first time that we are procuring fuel for these plants. And so each plant and its requirement, as far as fuel is concerned, is something which is known to these technical people. They have procured these things for a long time. So how can you have a situation where the same people procure fuel, some which are not fit for purpose, and on the basis of that, a president is giving the assurance that the thing is over, only for it to turn out that some of the fuels are not fit for purpose, and so we need to bring what is fit for purpose, and therefore that situation must linger on for a bit.
Randy, we are saying the same things. I mean, there's a very high level of incompetence, incompetent and mismanagement, which is manifesting clearly in the handling of this Doomsor affair, And I'm angry. And I'm not the only one who is angry. There are many, many people who are very angry that the problem exists and also that we are being lied to. Now, from the little information that I'm gathering, from operators and so on, it seems to me that the real problem has to do with who supplies the oil for the generators. That's the real problem. Who is supplying the oil, who is benefiting from the supply of the oil and so on, has led to a national crisis of this magnitude. And they were warned earlier that, look, if you tamper with the supply of oil to the generating companies and so on, this is the consequence you're going to get. And nobody listened. They went ahead and stopped the supply of oil, and here we are. I am completely disgusted. But even more disgusting is the claim that this Doomsor is better than the Muhammad Doomsor. What an insult.
Said so.
Oh, I mean, Honorable, you mean you haven't heard this?
No, maybe.
No, you mean you haven't heard it?
No,
Seriously?
official. Like from official of government.
You mean you haven't heard it?
No. That an official of government is
Many
saying,
people are watching and listening to
no,
us.
I'm not. Maybe you can help me with the language. That officially government has stated that this Dumso is better than that of Mahama. That's what I want to understand. If it's official.
You didn't hear the energy minister
Say what?
say that this Dumso is better than the Mahama Dumso.
I didn't hear him say so.
I did.
He
And
did.
many
That
people
it's
have
better.
heard you. Yeah,
He
it's
did.
better.
Do you use the word better?
Yes.
Because you can't compare.
Yes. What I just want to understand the context. I'm not sure he's
When
saying
he was
that.
asked about the timetable,
Yes. No, but I don't think he said that this one is better than this. I didn't hear him say so.
okay.
No, I didn't hear him say so.
Honorable, don't do that.
No,
to
you-
yourself.
you-
I didn't hear him
The
say
call is
so.
like, were you expecting him to use the exact
maybe
words
you were
that
in the
preceded?
US.
Yes, I want to understand.
Okay.
I want to, no, I was in the US. I just want to understand.
So you
That he
didn't
said
hear
that
it. You were
this
in the
Dumso
US.
is better than the other Dumso.
Yes.
What I heard him say,
Okay.
if I recall,
Yes.
was that it's only Mahama who has superintended over 4 years of Dumso.
Okay, so maybe let's watch what
Yes.
he said. Let's watch what
Yes,
he
yes,
said.
yes.
Energy sector, the current power cuts. Some people are saying that you made mention of this. You use this as a campaign against John Mahama, and now we are experiencing a worse situation under President Akufo-Addo. Would it reflect in the 2024 election? Would it be something that people will stand on to vote?
If you are comparing 4 years, MPP administration, energy sector is 300 times better than John Mahama.
But we are still experiencing Dumso.
Nobody has said we haven't. I'm just saying it's far much better than John Mahama ever did.
You do admit that there's Dumso.
That is the word you used. I have never used that word. I've promised you that we are going to work on it. And it's
Worse.
Okay.
And he's saying that there was a 4 years and this is 2 months. It doesn't mean that the one that Dumso we are explaining is different, another different Dumso. It's the same Dumso, there's light off. But this one is 4 years, this one is 2 months.
What does that mean, Honorable? Honorable,
But he's
don't do that to yourself.
no, I'm not doing anything.
You are a very fine gentleman.
I'm a
Don't
fine
do
gentleman.
that
You're my
to
uncle.
yourself.
I'm
You're what
saying
you're
that.
doing to yourself.
No, I'm not doing anything. I'm going to
Okay, for me, what
I'm
was
not.
the controversy was whether he said this is
not.
better
I'm not saying
than the
anything.
previous one or not.
He made
Yes,
a
he said
factual
so.
statement
Yeah.
that Dumso happened under Mr. Mahama for 4 years. That's a fact.
Is that a fact?
Yes, 4 years, 3 to 4 years.
No, now you are revising your
Okay, even if not 4 years, 3 years. Dumso happened under Mr. Mahama for 3 years. If it's not even 4 years, for 3 years.
And then
It was light off.
under you for 4 months. So yours is better than his.
No, and now here we are experiencing we've been experiencing a Dumso for the past 2 to 3 months. Is that not the case? This is also a fact.
Yes.
Yes.
So yours is better.
Oh, I'm going to say, 3 to 4 years there. There's a difference.
So we actually voted for you, Masa. We actually voted for you to come and give us a better Dumso.
No,
But,
when I
but,
came,
you see,
when I came here, I apologize.
But you see,
When I started,
see, honorable,
I apologize for the-
honorable Deputy Minister Designate. The conditions under which we had Dumso
Yes.
in the past, the issue of generation and all that, those conditions do not exist today.
absolutely true.
I hope you understand. what I'm saying.
Absolutely true.
So even to compare the two situations, because you see, what we are having today, it is not that we don't have the plants. It's not that we do not have the generation capacity. It's because we are unable to fuel them. That's the issue.
Randy, I'm not arguing with you on that.
No, I'm just making a point. I'm just saying that, sometimes we need to go beyond the periphery
Okay.
and deal with the issues.
Okay.
I hope you understand. what I'm
Okay.
saying. So if we are comparing a situation where we had the same capacity and everything, and the plants were there, and the issue we had was that we just couldn't find money to buy fuel, and that was why the situation persisted for a certain period of time, then we can have a comparison. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
But Randy, you've actually sanitized you've sanitized it a lot. And Honorable should be most grateful to you. The problem is not that we didn't have money to buy fuel. That was not the problem. The problem was about who should supply the fuel.
Which one? Is it this current one or the previous one?
Which previous one?
No, the point you are just making, is it related to this particular crisis we are having?
Of course.
Oh, okay. All right.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. Okay. It's not that we didn't have money to buy the fuel. We had money to buy fuel, all right. But there was a fight about who should supply the fuel.
Really?
Oh. Honorable, if I'm lying, just
No,
tell
I'm
me
not
that
aware.
lying. No, just tell me that I'm lying.
I'm not
Then we
aware.
can move
Look
on,
at me.
you know.
I'm not
I will
aware
accept
that
it.
the fight it has to do with who should supply, who should not supply. I'm not aware of that. I'm not aware of that. Amazing.
Anyway.
This has become a very interesting.
I'm not aware of that fight. I'm not aware.
You're not aware
I'm
of
not.
that fight?
I'm not.
Okay, no problem.
I'm not.
I think
Are we changed suppliers?
I'm not aware.
You're not aware we changed
No,
suppliers?
I'm not aware of that.
Oh, okay. All right. So
Honorable.
I'm
since
not
he's
aware.
not aware, let's move on, Kwesi. Will you force him to be aware?
No, I was just going to raise some issues about his capacity in the current administration.
The man is yet to be approved. So he's just working on the corridors.
Yeah, but he's privy to all the negotiations that are taking place. He's privy to all the new arrangements which are being made. He knows
Oh no, is that true?
why the promise the president gave could not materialize. He just explained it to us.
Okay.
Now, if he knows that, he may know other things.
The one you're asking, I'm not aware.
Okay, no problem.
Your uncle trained you well. Anyway, let's go on to another issue. Since you're here, we just have to clear. Public Utilities Workers Union of TUC press release rebuttal to allegations made by His Excellency the Vice President regarding the Electricity Company of Ghana ransomware incident during the 14th Regional Conference of Heads of Anti-Corruption Agencies in Commonwealth Africa. The Public Utilities Workers Union, PUWU, of the Trade Union Congress has taken note of the recent address delivered by His Excellency the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, during the annual general meeting of the African Anti-Corruption Agencies in Africa on the 9th of May 2024. In the said address, the Vice President categorically indicated that the ICT staff of ECG sabotaged the digitalization of the payment system by putting a ransomware attack into the ECG ICT system of the company and further demanded a ransom. He further stated that the ECG's monthly revenue prior to the digitalization was at 450 million, which has increased to over 1 billion Ghana cedis monthly after the digitalization. The union respectfully disagrees with the statement of His Excellency the Vice President on his presentation relating to digitalization and sabotaging of the ICT system at ECG. In September 2022, IOCO commenced forensic audit on the ECG Power App. They demanded for the payment platform architecture, databases, application programming interface, documentation, and the Power App custom source code, including credentials to the back-end prepayment systems. IOCO did not use its internal staff, but had to use third-party IT professionals for the assignment. Consequently, it was not only ECG IT staff who had access to the ICT infrastructure of ECG. Could the sharing of the source code with external parties compromise ECG network security in relation to the scale of the September 2022 attack? The first ransomware attack occurred on September 28, 2022, which took a wide scope, prompting the need to report the incident to the Cybersecurity Authority as required by regulation. The national security thereafter took over the ECG ICT system as the attack was seen as a threat to national security. In the midst of the takeover, the second and most severe of the ransomware attacks occurred on the 11th of November 2022. At the time, the national security personnel had both full physical access and software administrative rights to all ECG systems. The national security arrested and detained some ECG ICT staff for days, but were later released. We wish to state that it was the ECG ICT staff who used their system recovery strategy and worked tirelessly day and night to restore the systems and even assisted the national security operatives on how to operate the ECG systems. The ECG ICT staff led the recovery effort with the support of E-Crime Bureau, a cybersecurity firm invited by the ECG board. In all these cases, the systems were restored with a major assistance by the ECG ICT staff. It is therefore factually inaccurate that national security came in to recover the system, as reported by His Excellency the Vice President. The union wishes to put on record that a categorical statement made by His Excellency the Vice President was inaccurate and misleading. We wish to indicate that during the attack, personnel of the National Investigations Bureau launched an investigation into the incident, of which we are yet to hear a conclusive report on the matter. Accordingly, for the Vice President to state this as a matter of fact, that the incident was a sabotage orchestrated by the staff of ECG to frustrate a project which will benefit the company and Ghana as a whole is very unfortunate. ECG's financial performance is a matter of public record. As indicated in the company's 2019 annual report, the average monthly revenue for the period 2017 to 2019 was around 532.7 million. In the 2023 signed SIGA ECG performance contract, the average monthly revenue is 631.3 million. As at early 2022, these documents are available to the public on ECG website. We further wish to put on record that enhancement of aspects of digitalization into ECG work processes by the current management has improved convenience to our customers, and commitment exhibited by staff has been the pivot of any observed improvement, especially in the area of revenue mobilization. The staff of ECG have no motivation whatsoever to sabotage any process, procedure, or system designed to improve the work processes, and as such must be commended. The ICT Directorate already spearheaded the digitalization of ECG payment systems with a rollout of the ECG Power App and USSD *226# services dating back to July 2016. His Excellency the Vice President was invited as a guest of honor on the 18th of February 2020 to launch the ECG Power App at the head office of ECG. This launch was widely covered in both the electronic and print media. The accusations of sabotage and resistance to digitalization are not only unfounded, but also damaging to the morale and reputation of hard-working members. The ECG ICT department has been at the forefront of digitalizing revenue collection for decades, a fact that seems to have been overlooked. The sophisticated ransomware attack attributed to internal sabotage has been proven to be the work of an international cyber criminal group, Lockbit, which further exonerates our members from such erroneous claims. In conclusion, the commitment of ECG staff, particularly ICT professionals, to the company's digitalization journey remains unwavering. The development and deployment of the Power App in 2016 exemplified the dedication to innovation and progress. ECG staff prioritize initiatives that enhance efficiency and service delivery. The provision of reliable electricity services in Ghana demands immense dedication and sacrifice from ECG staff who work under stressful and hazardous conditions. We are fully aware of the several attempts by some key stakeholders to push for the privatization of ECG and the deliberate attempt to give ECG a bad name and hang it. We urge key stakeholders to refrain from disparaging our hard-working members and instead recognize their contributions to national development in the face of many challenges, including a shortage of critical resources for smooth operations. And this is signed by the General Secretary, Michael Adumata Nyantechi. So, Honorable, who provided the Vice President with all the information he put out?
Okay, so
his accusation was frontal.
That's some.
Yes.
That's some staff.
Yes.
Yes, but he didn't say the entire ECG staff.
Oh, he couldn't have said that.
Okay, so some staff are sabotaging the system.
Yes.
Listening to you read the statement, you made the point that Yoko, National Security, and some state institutions went in there on the basis of some information they had. I'm sure Yoko will not just come to ECG if there's nothing untoward happening there. Now, listening to the statement that you just read,
they said that Yoko commenced forensic audit on the ECG Power App.
Why would Yoko commence a forensic audit?
I don't know.
That's the point. I don't think Yoko will just get up one day and say, I'm going to conduct a forensic audit on the app.
Yes.
There must have been some information that will prompt them to move in there.
Yes.
Yes. The point I'm making is that I'm not sure.
But that is not a justification to say that, it's not a justification to say that anybody was involved in anything untoward. The fact that there is an investigation.
Something must prompt an investigation.
No, I'm saying that the fact that there is an investigation does not mean that there is conclusive evidence that some particular people have done wrong.
Okay, well, I sit here. I don't know the information the vice president has. And I don't know what he knows on the basis of which he made those statements. But I'm saying that it is rare for IOCO to just come into an organization to conduct a forensic audit if there's no proud information as to something untoward going on.
But it's stated in the statement.
That
The question you're asking,
Yes.
now let me read it to you. It says, IOCO did not use its internal staff, but had to use third-party IT professionals from the assignment. Consequently, it was not only ECG IT staff who had access to the ICT infrastructure of ECG. Could the sharing of the source code with external parties compromise ECG's network security in relation to the scale of the September 2022 attack?
So the point is that even if there was a sabotage, it could have been because some other group of persons who had access to that platform could have done what they did.
So an IOCO investigation is not necessarily because of suspicion that ECG staff were sabotaging.
No, the IOCO investigation had nothing to do with the ransomware.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the ransomware.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the national security,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but the IOCO one had nothing to do with ransomware.
okay.
I think that they were maybe trying to check fraud and all those things.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you're
Okay.
right.
But what would have prompted them to go there like that?
But
Yeah,
it's
maybe
stated
the
here.
allegations of fraud.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. That I'm saying the vice president might have some information that we don't have on the basis of which he made those statements. But I was listening to you read the statement when they said the monthly
Yes.
revenue is 600 or 500, not the 1 billion as
1 billion, yes.
not the 1 billion. Randy, I just went to just yesterday the ECG Facebook page. You know, yesterday was just 2 years the MD took over.
Yes.
So they were celebrating him, giving some of the things he has done. One of the points they made, point 3 or so, elevating our monthly revenue from 400 million Ghana cedis to an impressive 1 billion, enabling us to invest further in improving our services.
You see,
this is on the
but this
this is on
document,
the yeah.
this one sources ECG's financial report and also a SIGA report. What has been put out there, that PR material celebrating the boss of ECG, what's the source of those figures? Because this statement sources documents available, audited documents, and quotes those figures from those documents.
And more interestingly,
Yeah.
the figures they put here are 2019 figures. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 2019 figures.
Okay, so it's in the 2023 signed SIGA ECG performance contract, average monthly revenue is 631.1
Yeah, that's
million.
after the 2019 one. So they give you two different.
As at early 2022.
Yes.
As at early 2022. These documents are available to the public on the ECG website.
Yes.
Okay. But I'm saying that on their platform, they've just quoted that they've been able to increase their revenue from 400 million to 1 billion.
Yeah. So
on the basis of
even the 400 million as the base,
yes.
these documents don't support that base, the 400 million base. Do you get what I'm saying?
This document is talking about 500 to 600.
So yes.
Yes. Now this document is saying that they've increased their revenue
Yes.
on the basis of the app and the digitalization that they've implemented in their whole system.
Yes.
From 400 million
Yes.
monthly revenue
Yes.
to 1 billion
Yes.
monthly revenue.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm just saying that what the vice president said, that because of the issue of digitalization, revenues have moved from 400 to 1 billion. It's the same thing that has been put on their platform, showing that what the vice president said is exactly.
No, but I'm saying that Collins,
Honorable, no.
Collins,
No, you're not getting my point.
Collins, I
The vice
agree with
president-
you.
Yes.
How can I get your point?
It was on their, it's on
Collins,
their page.
I agree
Hold on,
with
hold on,
you.
hold on.
I agree with you that what is on that page
Yes.
celebrating 2 years of the.
It's on their page.
Hold on. What is there? Hold on.
Is that what the vice president said?
Yes.
The vice president is accusing them
No.
of sabotaging
No.
the digital
We have
infrastructure.
discussed that. The vice president also made another comment that revenues have moved from 400 to 1 billion. But their
Is that what we are discussing?
No, it's part
No,
of it.
so there are two. They are all
That's
part
it's
of
part
it.
of
There are
it.
two issues.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So on the
part of it.
on the
is.
Collins, on the issue of the digitalization,
Yes.
the ACG staff make the point that they started the app in 2016, July, and they're saying that they even launched the app 2020, and they invited the vice
They
president.
started the app
Yes.
Yeah.
in 2016.
July. Yes.
So I just want to get it. Are they saying that by 2016 July,
Yes.
it was possible for one to buy?
Oh yes.
electricity?
Yes.
I
It's
didn't
true.
know. I didn't know.
Oh yeah. True.
Randy, I didn't know.
True,
Seriously.
true.
And I mean, our viewers can tell us.
No, it's
if
true.
by 2016 you were buying electricity using.
Oh yeah. You could.
Seriously, I didn't know. Because I don't know whether you knew
could.
it. That in 2016.
The use is more widespread today. But in 2016, from July, you could buy with the app.
I didn't know this, Randy.
Yes.
Seriously, I didn't know this.
Yes.
But Randy,
I didn't know this.
No, but we can't know everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Randy, let us even assume that in 2016 you could not buy with the app. Let us assume. Does that mean that it had not started?
I didn't know that.
Constructing the app.
I didn't
They have
know that.
started.
I didn't know that. My understanding
Yes.
is that, of course, when I got to know of the app and the short code and all that was after 2017. That's what I
So in fact, they're even saying that
That's what I know.
the launch of the thing was even in 2020.
20. Yes.
Now, how do you even celebrate somebody who started working in 2022 and celebrate the person for what you claim you have strides that you have made as far as the use of the app is concerned? How do you attribute that to? Somebody who probably joined you 2 years after you had even launched the app.
Okay.
How do you even do that? So that's why I told you that this is obviously a PR material. But if you look at this statement, they are referring us to documents, audited financials, SIGA documents, and they are saying that these are the figures there. So probably those who put that thing on the website were the same people who gave there. But my issue really is about, so Ioku, they commence an investigation September 2022. As we speak today, what is the outcome of the investigation? You know, if you go out there, there are some statements to the effect that some ECG staff or something is being prosecuted over this particular issue. If you read this statement, they say that the ECG staff who were
Arrested
by the
they say they were arrested and detained, but were later released. So the issue of somebody being prosecuted is not even, an ECG staff being prosecuted on that matter is not even corroborated here. So what really...
But it's possible that somebody is being prosecuted. The fact that they were released does not mean they are not being
No,
prosecuted.
I'm just saying that... So those who even tell us that somebody is being prosecuted, I mean, if a person is being prosecuted, prosecution is not secret.
Yeah.
You will know the person's name, who the person is, where the person works, what the person is being prosecuted for. Who will know it? You know, so what is the IOCO report on this particular one? The national security, all those people who did this thing, because now the ECG workers are telling us that the thing was attributed to some foreign, it's proving to be the work of an international cyber criminal group, Lockbit. Is that true? What did national security find out? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because as far as I'm concerned, and maybe I'm overthinking the issue, but if you have any persons who will go and sabotage the entire electricity distribution system in Ghana, I mean, that for me is same as how do you call it? Those who attempt to overthrow salvation. It's not different from...
That's a serious matter.
Yes, it's not different from salvation. So who are these people who attempted, or not attempted, who actually succeeded in compromising the entire electricity distribution network in this country? Who are those?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe the vice
who are
president has
those?
some information we don't have.
No, who are those?
Because we have the IOCO and national security all moving to a state institution to conduct an investigation.
Yeah, who are those? Even
Of
those
course,
who were planning a coup with kitchen knife, who were giving all the details. Or Kwesi no so.
So what can I say?
Those who were on platform, WhatsApp platform, and were supposed to be planning a coup d'etat. We were given all those details. We all know how the people were arrested, are rearrested, released from court, and all those things. So if we indeed have a group of people working at ECG who decided to compromise the entire distribution of electricity in this country, that's no joke. It's no joke. So why will we do this?
Maybe we wait for more information about it. I recall when this whole thing started about the National Security Investigation, my good friend, Sam George, put something on his Facebook page, later pulled it down because I think he had been advised that some investigations are still ongoing. But Randy, as I said, it would be strange for Yoko and National Security to ransack a state institution like ECG when something really, really is not happening. Maybe the vice president has some information we don't have. Yeah.
Honorable, nobody has said that nothing was not happening or something was not happening. Nobody has said that. The workers themselves, by their statement, indicate that there had been some interference in their platform. They've said that. So something was happening. In fact, reading the statement carefully, there's a suggestion that Yoko could have suspected tinkering with revenue and so on. So something was happening. What the vice president alleges is that workers of ECG deliberately sabotaged this ICT platform. They are still workers. Deliberately sabotage. That is the issue in contention. So nobody is saying that Yoko had no reason for entering the facility. Nobody is saying that national security had no reason for entering the facility. What is being challenged is the allegation by the vice president that workers of ECG deliberately, knowingly sabotage the platform. Okay, that's what is being challenged. Now, the other issue which is being challenged is that if you listen to the vice president, he's virtually claiming credit for digitalization. Again, the statement that this started in 2016 is a challenge to that claim. So there are two challenges. That digitizing ECG did not start with him. It has started before he became vice president. That's one challenge. And number two challenge is that it is not the workers of the ECG who sabotage the platform. These are the two challenges. Are we clear?
Yeah, I'm clear. And as I told Randy, I don't recall buying electricity on an app in 2016. I don't recall. But maybe somebody did. But I never recall buying electricity on an app in 2016. I mean, this whole frenzy about
but it doesn't mean that it didn't exist. I don't use an app, but it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
I never knew.
So, boss, we are in your hands. The matter has been cleared sufficiently. Honorable alike. Cleared sufficiently.
Anyway.
And when your officials are making statements, I think they should be responsible enough to ensure that what they say at least resembles the truth.
Just a few days ago, a couple of days ago, I saw this video of the vice president and training nurses. You know, and he going on and on and on about the Alawa and all that, and then the question asked by
the student.
And this is a student who claims that from day one of nursing training to her last semester, she has never received
for 3 years.
Yes, she has never received an Alawa, and obviously the vice president didn't even know. But he didn't even know.
But that would be surprising. But I'm sure the lady is in school with other colleagues.
Yes.
And so, from the question from the lady, is the lady also claiming that his batch
Her batch.
Her batch.
Yes.
All of them for the past 3 years have not received any allowance.
Well, at least she spoke for
But
herself.
Honorable, I'm surprised sometimes at some of the issues you raised. And I'll explain.
It's important I ask this question.
What was the Vice
because
President's reaction?
I'm coming.
The Vice President's reaction is that he then contacted the Ministry of Finance, and that as a remedial action,
In fact, that was a day after the event.
The Ministry of Finance has now agreed to pay the allowance the girl was talking about.
I want to ask. I'm just asking a question.
But you know the answer.
No, I don't.
Is there any... Collins, let me ask this. Collins, let me ask this. We all heard the lady's question.
Yes, I'm just saying
the question was that from when she started a nursing school to 2 days ago, in fact, I can say to this morning, because they are yet to be paid.
Yes.
She has not received any allowance.
Okay.
And she was in her final semester.
Yes.
The Vice President's answer was that he would check with the Ministry of Finance and then get back to her.
Yes.
I think a day or two after, the Vice President was at another function or so, and then said that he had got in touch with the Finance Ministry, and they've promised to release some money. He mentioned some
100 and something million
to pay.
Okay.
Now, on the basis of your question, is it that you have contrary evidence to
That's
what
the point I'm
lady
making.
said?
Yes, because the information I have is that some payments have been made to some of the students. It cannot be that for the past 3 years, no allowance has not been paid at all for the past 3 years.
So you doubt her story?
No, I don't doubt her story.
Yes.
It is possible that she has a problem. So we can go into it.
100 and something million cedis is not for the payment of her allowance.
I'm coming. That's what I'm saying. That her point is that for the past 3 years, her point is that for the past 3 years, her allowance has not been paid.
Yes.
I take it that she's speaking for all of her year group.
Yeah, maybe at least, maybe her school, that's what she knows.
Yes, from
more than her
group.
school.
No, I'm saying that at least.
Yes.
You see the amount of money which was the quantity
No,
of
I'm
the
saying
amount
that for
of
her
money which was
year group. So the point she's making is that for the past 3 years.
Yes, just for the benefit of those who have not seen what we are talking about, let's just watch what happened.
We think in terms, so we have to follow people who have vision. We don't have to follow people who think in terms of impossibilities. We think in terms of possibilities. When my opponent was in government, he abolished the nursing training allowances. And we said, we will restore the nursing training allowances. And we have restored the nursing training allowances. Can you trust my opponent with nursing training allowances? You cannot.
Ubodi, now about school. Then you ask your question. Then we go 4 questions, and His Excellency is ready to answer all your questions.
My name is Abdulalim Jaria, an nursing student from Techima Nkobo NMTC. The question I want to ask is, when are we getting Alawa? Since I started my school, since first year, I've not gotten Alawa until now, and I'm in my last semester now. And some of us are not being able to pay our school fees. Next week like this, we'll be writing our exams. Those who will not be able to pay their fees will be sacked. They wouldn't be allowed to write exams. So if the Alawa were given to us, they would have been able to pay their fees. So my question is, when are we getting Alawa?
Thank you. If I tell you some question, I know what to say. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. These are the questions from the youth of Bono East region. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those questions. I think the first question had to do with when we are getting Alawa for our this thing. So I think that is a question I will take to the Ministry of Finance. I wasn't sure of where you were with your Alawa, but I think that I will check with the Ministry of Finance immediately I return, and I will make sure that they pay you your Alawa if it has not been paid. I will.
Yeah, so this is what happened. And subsequent to that, what we've been told is that the Vice President, I don't know if we have that video of the subsequent one, where he says that he's contacted the finance ministry. They are releasing 100 and something million. They'll release 100 of something million to clear
Yes.
the allowance.
I get you, Randy.
Now, do we have any official disclaimer to what the lady said?
Okay, so I just got a text message from a colleague nurse, a nursing trainee, a friend. He just
You
sent
mean
me-
your friend?
My friend.
Okay.
He just sent me this was in November, a text message, whenever the allowances are paid.
Yes.
Dear trainee, your September and October allowance of 800 has been paid into your e-switcher card. You may load funds. Thank you.
November when? What year?
This was November 2020, last year.
How do you tell?
Oh, I'm saying that this is a text message I've just
I
received.
beg you.
To the point I'm making
I
is
beg
that
you, Massa. All that it says is that, dear trainee, your September and October allowance of 800 Ghana cedis has been paid to your e-switch card. You may load funds. Thank you.
yes,
The November here is the date on which this text was delivered.
that's the point. No. The text was delivered in November, telling you that your September and October allowance has been paid. I'm just saying that, Randy, I can never sit here and say that there are no delays in the allowances.
No,
But the point I'm making is that
the point I'm making
Yes.
is that this lady
yes,
identified herself,
yes,
identified her institution,
yes,
and she made a categorical statement.
fantastic.
The question I'm asking you
Yes.
is that, is there an official disclaimer as far as what the lady said is concerned?
Oh no, as part of this particular lady, no, there's no official communication. But I'm saying that when the lady spoke, I sat here to ask whether she was speaking for her entire group or year group. If that is the case, it means that for the past 3 years, which means from 2021, 2022, 2023, no allowance has been paid. That cannot be the case.
So what?
Because
so what
I
are
know
the facts?
Because I know that some allowances have been paid, although there are some delays, there are some
So,
arrears.
so what are the facts?
See
So
the
first
point I'm
of all,
Although
first
there
of
are
all, you
some
don't
arrears.
doubt the lady's
Absolutely.
story.
It is possible because I know somebody in my constituency who came to me to tell me that, Honorable, for the past 2 years, 1.5 years, my son came allowance. And I said, Ness. And so then probably there was a problem with either your data or anything that you've given to them. So go and check. So it is possible. But to say that her entire group, year group, for the past 3 years have not received the allowance, it cannot be. Because as I just showed you, just last month, somebody had just sent me a message of November when they were paid their September and October allowance. So her point is that it cannot be a reflection of her group. That for the past 3 years, 2001, 2002, 2003, her year group, not a single allowance has been paid. I'm not doubting her. It is possible there's a specific problem with hers. That's fine. But it is not reflective.
But Honorable, what I'm saying is
Yes.
that when the Vice President says that he's been in touch with the Finance Ministry and that as a result of his intervention, more than 100 million has been made available to pay the arrears, it cannot be this single girl.
No, I'm not saying so. I just
100 million?
No, I just indicated
When
here
the
that
allowance
Randy,
actually is 800
there are arrears. There's no doubt about
400.
it.
Yeah, but for the
There-
2
there-
months,
there-
the 2 months that Honorable pointed out, it
I'm
came up
saying
to
that there are
800.
arrears.
So
No doubt about that.
You divide
There are
100
arrears.
million by 400 and see the number
I'm
of people who are affected.
There are arrears. There's no doubt about that. There are arrears. No doubt about that. But I'm saying that her point that she has not received her allowance for the past 3 years is not reflective of her entire year group. It is not. Because I know that within that 3 years, some allowances
So
have been paid.
how many people are affected?
I don't have that data. I don't have that
But
data.
you can work it out.
Oh, I don't have that data.
No, hold on, Honorable.
I don't have that data.
Honorable, you are far smarter than I am when it comes to mathematics.
Oh.
You have been dealing with figures all your life. Now here we are, the Vice President saying that more than 100 million
Yes.
has been made available to pay the arrears. We are talking about a monthly allowance of 400 cedis. The 2 months that you showed me is 800 cedis.
That's right.
Okay. So if you divide the figure that the Ministry of Finance claims to have released by 400, you are likely to get an idea of the number of students involved. And it seems to me, off the cuff, that there are thousands of students.
Oh, of course. There are thousands of students involved in this.
So why are you reducing it to that girl?
Oh, Uncle, see, then maybe you've not listened to me very carefully. I'm saying that saying that yes, they are real.
So,
there's no doubt about that.
But it's that there's a college who identify the texter's institution. He should also explain why this nurse is texting him.
Why you want to collapse his marriage? How do you want to collapse his marriage?
I know who sent that text. I know people want my downfall.
Now this Aram Kujo says that the message the minister designate showed regarding the Alawa was the same his colleague communicator read out on TV3 today. I have a girlfriend at Panta NMC, and I can categorically say they never received any Alawa in November last year.
Wow, more interesting.
Yeah, but this is what I got. I'm just making a
you
point.
see, why do we? You are in government. Yeah. I mean, Parliament has been recalled. I mean, hopefully, it's our prayer that you'll be approved and all that. Why do we make very elementary things appear to be rocket science? The status of allowances of nursing training.
Yeah.
What is there?
Yeah. I get your point.
What is the thing
I
about
mean, I get your point. I get you.
Now people are even sending me NAPCO ones. The NAPCO is no longer, but
I get your point.
People who no longer are still old. Some say 9 months, some say 11 months. I don't know which is which.
I get your point. I get your point. It shouldn't be
why
something
must you
that
come and sweat?
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
Out
It
like
shouldn't
that.
be something.
Especially
that
a thing that something that happened that virtually like kind of embarrassed the vice president.
I get you.
I mean, there are institutions that have the requisite capacity to put out the information.
The data. Yeah.
Yes. 3-4 days on. Why?
Yeah,
what is there to hide?
That's true.
You see, Randy, governance, the whole of the governance system is being put in a campaign mode. And I think it is dangerous for this country. So everything is about the vice president's campaign and so on. This is not how Ghana should be run. Okay. And I say this with a lot of emphasis because there have been many disconnects. I heard the President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, commending the National Service Secretariat for serious innovations that it had brought to bear, dealing with the challenges that it is facing. The next week, I heard the Vice President announcing that he would abolish the National Service Scheme because of the very challenges the President claims have been resolved. Why are you putting us to this? Why this disconnect? You understand? Why is everything being put in a campaign mode? It's troubling. You know, if Vice President wants to campaign, and he wants to campaign on the record of his administration, that is fine. Nobody will quarrel with him. If he wants to jettison the record of his administration and make new promises and so on, he should do that well, because it's not being done well. So are we going to abolish the National Service Secretariat or not when Mr. Dr. Bawumia becomes president? He's saying something, the president is saying something totally different. What is happening?
So now,
Erani,
the text that you received and all that. Now, today is the 15th of May. So just this morning, the coalition of concerned nurses and midwife trainees have issued a statement. Annie will put it up soon. For immediate release, payment of nurses and midwives trainee allowance. Says the coalition of concerned nurses and midwife trainees have taken note of a recent statement made by His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Vice President and flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, regarding the restoration and consistent payment of trainee allowances. While the Vice President has started the government's commitment to restoring and maintaining trainees' allowances, the reality on the ground tells a different story. As of May 2024, and they give us a breakdown.
Okay.
And this is where your text will come into context.
All right.
2017 batch, that's those who enrolled in 2017, and they completed in 2020. Okay. 1 month of arrears is owed to trainees who completed in 2020. So that's the 2017 batch. They completed in 2020.
Okay, so from 2017,
yes,
they've been paid 2017, they've been paid 2018, they've been paid 2019, but they owe 1 month in 2020.
So
That's my understanding.
Yes,
Oh, Masha,
just hold on.
it's
Okay.
one batch.
Hold on.
Which
The
finished in
2017 batch,
Okay.
those who enrolled in 2017,
Okay.
they completed in 2020.
Okay.
The statement says that they are owed 1 month.
1 month.
1 month.
1 month.
Those who finish in 2020, they are owed 1 month.
1 month.
Okay.
That's the 2017 batch.
Yes, 2018 batch, they completed in 2021. They are owed 3 months.
Okay.
They completed in 2021. They are owed 3 months. 2019 batch, they completed in 2022. They are owed 4 months. 2020 batch, the statement says, a staggering 15 months of arrears is owed to trainees who completed in 2023. That's the 2020 batch. They completed in 2023. They are owed 15 months. They finished last year. 15 months. Then it says 2021 batch. Trainees in their 3rd year, that would be the girl. As of May 2024, are owed 27 months of arrears, while those in 2-year courses are owed 17 months. So apparently there are those who do 2 years and there are those who do 3 years. I don't know the difference. But it says 2021 batch, trainees in their 3rd year as of May 2024 are owed 27 months of arrears, while those in 2-year courses are owed 17 months. In not less than a month, this batch of trainees will complete their training with this huge sum of arrears. So I'm sure that is the ladies' batch. 2022 batch. An estimated 16 months of arrears are owed as of May 2024.
What, 2022, but when you say 2022 batch, what does that mean?
A batch is when you enrolled.
Enrolled, okay,
Yes.
okay. All right, okay.
So 2022 batch, an estimated 16 months.
But when you started the statement, you said 2017, but the 2020 batch.
No.
2017 is old. 1 month.
Just listen to me.
I just want to get that clarity.
No, listen to me.
Yeah.
When 2017 batch means enrollment year.
Enrollment year. So
And then completion year is 2020.
Okay, okay.
Do you understand it now?
Okay, so they entered in 2017.
So 2017 completion 2020.
2020.
2018 completion 2021. 2019 completion 2022. 2020 completion 2023.
Okay.
Then you are now have 2021 batch. They will finish in a month's time. So that should be the girl.
No, that's why I want to get clarity.
Yes.
If you say 2022 batch,
I said 2021.
2021, does that mean that those who enrolled in 2021?
Yes.
Okay, so if you enrolled in 2021,
yes,
it means you are supposed to complete
this year.
This year?
Yeah, in a month.
3 years.
In
3 years, so 2021.
Yes.
Okay.
In a month.
I'm now
so that should be the lady.
Okay.
The ladies batch.
Okay.
Then you have a 2022 batch. They will finish next year.
And the 2021 batch, how much are they owed?
In their 3rd year, they are owed 27 months.
No, the 2021, those who entered school in 2021.
Yes. Trainees in their 3rd year, as of May 2024, are owed 27 months of arrears.
Okay.
While those in the 2-year course are owed 17 months.
Okay.
Those in a 3-year course are owed 27 months. That's the statement scrolling on your screen. For the 2022 batch, an estimated 16 months of arrears are owed as of May 2024. Then for the 2023 batch, 9 months of arrears is owed to trainees who will complete in 2026 as of May 2024.
9 months.
They are owed 9 months. Those who entered 2023.
Those who entered 2023.
They've been in for less than 1 year. They are owed 9 months. Yes. Since approximately 30% of trainees have never received any allowances at all. Approximately 30% of trainees have never received any allowances at all. And after completion, trainees do not stand any chance of receiving their arrears owed by government, as there is no arrangement put in place for that since the restoration of allowance evidenced by many trainees who completed without allowance and has never been paid their arrears since. This situation is untenable and unacceptable. Trainees across various batches are facing significant financial hardships due to the non-payment of their allowances. It is imperative that the government act swiftly to address this issue and fulfill its promises by paying all arrears as stated above due to trainees, not the usual 1 month payment out of the many arrears being owed by government to these hardworking students. We call on the government to prioritize the payment of arrears owed to trainees and ensure that such delays do not occur in the future. The education and well-being of our nurses and midwives should never be compromised. And so it's signed by 3 people, Immortal, Robert Tongomen, and Joel Kwamsa. These are the 3 who have signed this particular statement. So these are the facts that they have put out. They have put out. So 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023 batches. These are the facts they've put out. Yes.
And goes to buttress the point you made about openness. I mean, they are giving this data. If the Ministry of Finance has any contrary view about the payment, I think is in the way they've structured it, it makes it easier for you to respond to. I'm sure they are listening. They could give us some clarity on it.
Crazy?
Yes, sir.
Does this bring some clarity?
It's very clear. And what's the point of promising to pay to restore an allowance which you don't pay? What's the point? What's the point of and using it to campaign for the next elections? When actually people have been through the process without receiving any allowance. What's the point? Doesn't this vindicate the fact that finding money to pay for this allowance is not an easy task? And that our financial state may be problematic, when it comes to finding money to pay these allowances, and that we perhaps have to rethink a new strategy for dealing with nursing trainees.
So I just got this one from my people at Kwando. It says, I have my niece at Margaret McCarthy Nursing Training College, Kwando, who's in her final year, 3rd year now. She was paying only 2 months of allowance. Ever since she entered, I'm struggling to pay her school fees. They should stop throwing dust into her eyes.
She's received 2 months?
Yes. Yeah. Since she
out of 3 years.
Since she entered, and she's in her final year. Okay. All right. Okay, so we'll take a break. When we return, the Electoral Commission is also saying a lot of things about SAR. And they issued 2 statements between last night and this dawn. They've issued 2 statements. They have edited 2 portions of the initial statement.
Randy.
Yes, sir.
The choice of topics today.
But this is not there.
It's not good for my brother Collins.
Why? Why?
I want him to feel good.
Oh, no, but I'm not an Electoral Commission. I'll speak my mind on it. I don't have any problem at all.
Why did these topics pop up today when such a fine gentleman is in the studio?
But see, I don't create the news.
I know. But I'm just wondering how come that all these topics pop up today when this fine gentleman is in the studio.
I didn't create Youth Connect. I didn't ask the Electoral Commission.
My brother.
I didn't ask the Electoral Commission to issue a first statement, send text messages to journalists after the thing has gone viral. Send messages to journalists asking them to hold on, and then they send a second statement, and that second statement has 2 points edited, 2 points that relate to the Attorney General. Yes, I'll show you.
No, he knows.
We'll be back shortly. Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana Live on Metro TV. So with me on the show, I have Kwesi Pratt Jr. and the Honorable Collins Adomako Mensah. Now, what does wealth mean to you? Do you want to live like a tycoon? Remember, us got the Mola, got the power. Ghana's newest lottery game draws live on Adom TV at 9 a.m., 12 noon and 6 p.m. daily. Now pick up your phones, tablets, and computers and download the Game Park Games app on Play Store. You can also play on the website at www.gameparkgames.com or by dialing *946# on all networks. Just choose 4 numbers from 0 to 9. It's easy to play and easy to win. Charlie, make we play this game and make some mola. Nobody beats our odds in Ghana. Game Park Games, more mola, more power. This game is regulated by a National Lottery Authority. It's not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Ayesoko, Dakosombo Dan be big, but Betway's cash out be bigger. Betway is giving you more control of every thrilling bet you place. Enjoy the biggest and most reliable cash out in Ghana on Betway without any hassle. Sign up today at betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply, not for persons under 18. This is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more. And Blue Jeans energy drink has been on the Ghanaian market for over 20 years. We already know what it does for the body. It contains vitamins and nutrients like vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12, as well as taurine and guarana, which are known to boost your strength and energy, as well as promote high performance and endurance. Blue Jeans energy drink has been tested and tried. It's indeed the best. Blue Jeans energy drink is for bold and active men and women. So go on, grab a cold can and power your day. It's in shops nationwide, and you can reach Budget Cash and Carry Limited on 0208 128 190 or 055 001 0000. All right. So, gentlemen, we all know the issue of SAL. Santro Kofi, Akpafu, Lolobi, and Likpe. And on this show, I've raised this SAL issue on more than 20 occasions. And I keep asking the basis for the Electoral Commission's 6th January 2020 directive to the people of these 4 traditional areas, telling them that they cannot vote in the parliamentary elections and they can only vote in the presidential elections. I've asked for the constitutional basis, the legal basis for that decision by the Electoral Commission. Of course, it's a matter which is in court. The Electoral Commission has not bothered to respond to that issue. Now, almost 4 years on, the Electoral Commission says that there's falsehood and misinformation being peddled by the Mani president, Franklin Kujo. And so they've decided to issue a statement. So last night, they issued a statement. It's dated 14th of May. Now, this dawn, they've issued another statement, 15th of May, and I'll put both statements out for you to see. There have been some interesting amendments to portions of the statement, and maybe you would be able to help me to deal with why those changes, and also whether the Electoral Commission actually answers the question that it should answer. Now, so if we look at the first one, the Electoral Commission has received an audio circulating on social media in which the president of Imani accuses the Commission of disenfranchising the people of Santro Kofi, Akpafu, Lolobi, and Likpe. We wish to state categorically that his accusations are false and without basis. The Commission never disenfranchised the good people of the newly created Guan constituency. It is not in our interest to do so. Here are the facts surrounding the inability of the residents of SAL, now Guan constituencies, to vote in the 2020 parliamentary election. So both statements have this, so it is not an issue. So they start with 1. The legislative instrument LI 2416, which created a Guan district, was laid in Parliament on the 6th of October 2020 by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. It matured on the 9th of November 2020, roughly a month to the 2020 general elections. It's same on the new one. Point 2. Parliament went on recess on the 9th of November 2020, the same day the LI creating a Guan district matured and returned on the 14th of December 2020, 1 week after the 2020 general elections. Same. Then point 3, on the 10th of November 2020, the Electoral Commission received a letter from the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development informing it of the creation of the Guan district, SAL. The letter requested the Commission to take steps to create a new constituency. 3 is same. Now 4, the Commission had no prior knowledge of the creation of the Guan district by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development until after its creation. So it says, the Commission had no prior knowledge of the creation of the Guan district by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development until after its creation. This is point 4 of the old one. So that's what you're reading. But the new one says that the Commission drafted a new constitutional instrument to bring into force the Guan constituency and forwarded the draft CI to the Attorney General's Department for its review on the 13th of November 2020 as required by law. So that is the first change. Now, point 5 of the old one says that the commission was not aware that Parliament was on recess at the time it received a letter from the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development requesting to create a new constituency. As a result, the Commission drafted a constitutional instrument, CI, to bring into force the Guan constituency and forwarded a draft CI to the Attorney General's Department for its review on the 13th of November 2020. Now, this says it's important to state that for a CI to mature and come into force, the law requires the Electoral Commission to lay the CI in Parliament for 21 sitting days. This means that Parliament should be in session during the 21-day period when the CI is laid. Then it goes to a 6, which says that following the correspondence to the Attorney General's Department, the Commission became aware of the fact that Parliament was on recess. Now, this 6 says, with Parliament on recess, the Commission could not lay the CI to bring the Guan constituency into effect required by law. And 7 says that it is important to state that for a CI to mature, this means that Parliament should be in session and all that. Now, this one says, the question is, how could the Commission proceed to create a new constituency when Parliament was on recess and when the law required the Commission to lay the CI before Parliament for 21 sitting days? And it says that how can any well-meaning person accuse the Commission of disenfranchising the good people of South when the facts are so clear? It's unfortunate that Imani continues to peddle falsehood and untruth about the Commission at every point and turn. His narrative that the Commission disenfranchised the people of South, now the Guan constituency, is false. We urge the public to verify information put out by Imani with the Commission for the Truth and the Facts. To enable the public to ascertain the truth, we have attached a letter from the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development to the Commission requesting it to create a new constituency, and the Commission's letter to the Attorney General seeking to create the new constituency. So they've attached all those letters, you know. However, we have read this before, and this has to do with the Attorney General answering an urgent question on the floor of the House. And the Attorney General says that the parliamentary constituencies regulation as well as district electoral areas, copies of draft constitutional instruments were submitted to the Office of Attorney General by correspondence dated 13th November. Subsequently, the Office of Attorney General and Ministry of Justice, by a letter dated 18th November, forwarded a draft representation of People's Amendment Instrument 2020 and comments thereon to the Electoral Commission for their consideration. The Attorney General particularly drew the attention of the Electoral Commission to the limited time available for the dissolution of the 7th Parliament, having regard to Clause 7, Article 11 of the Constitution, which requires 21 sitting days for a draft instrument to come into force after being laid in Parliament. So this is the Attorney General saying that on the 18th, he forwarded this and their comments to the Electoral Commission for their consideration. And they drew the attention of the Electoral Commission to the limited time available for the dissolution. And they say on 26 November, by a letter dated 25th November, the Electoral Commission requested the Attorney General to finalize the draft constitutional instrument. Further to the receipt of the correspondence, the Office of Attorney General finalized work on the draft constitutional instrument and forwarded same to the Electoral Commission under cover of correspondence dated 30th November 2020. So listen to this. The Attorney General says that we told them that there was no time to do that. They wrote back to us asking us to go ahead and do that. So we finish on the 30th of November, and we forwarded the same to them on the 30th of November. Now, 30th of November was 7 days to the election. Now, this Electoral Commission, on a letter dated 25th of November, had written to the Attorney General, asking the Attorney General to forward same. Now, by the 25th of November, this is the Attorney General telling Parliament, and the Electoral Commission is aware of this. This is in the Hansard of 9th of March 2022. Now, the 25th of November, at the time that the Electoral Commission asked the Attorney General to still proceed, despite the Attorney General's advice to them, we had 2 weeks, or less than 2 weeks to the election. We had 5 days to end November, and then 7 days in December for the election. So 12 days. So the Electoral Commission, which is telling us that the LI has 21 days to mature, had been advised, and with 12 days to go to the election, he still insisted to the Attorney General that go ahead and do it. When they are telling us that they are aware that for an LI to mature, it takes 21 days. So how on earth were they, with 12 days to the election, despite the advice of the Attorney General, still asking the Attorney General to go ahead with it? This is the Attorney General telling us. So the Attorney General says that they received the letter 26 November. It was dated 25th November. The Electoral Commission requested the Attorney General to finalize the draft constitutional instrument. Further to the receipt of the correspondence, the Office of the Attorney General finalized work and forwarded same to the Electoral Commission under cover of correspondence dated 30th November. The office further advised the Electoral Commission to, in line with parliamentary procedure, engage the parliamentary committee on subsidiary legislation to consider the draft instrument before the instrument is laid in Parliament. Indeed, as the Office of the Attorney General had earlier cautioned in its letter of 18 November 2020, processes leading to its creation could not materialize since Parliament went on recess for the December 2020 elections on 9th of November 2020, saying that the LI creating the Guan district came into effect, implying that the constitutional instrument for the creation of the Guan constituency could not be laid before Parliament. In order to prevent a palpable constitutional crisis to occasion, if the residents of the Guan district, that is SAL areas, voted for a member of Parliament in the Buem constituency, part of Jasikan district, on the eve of the 7th December elections, the Electoral Commission directed the residents of the Guan district to only vote in the parliamentary and not the presidential and not the parliamentary elections. When Parliament resumed sitting on 14 December 2020, the Electoral Commission could not lay the amendment to CI 128 for want of the mandatory 21 sitting days for same to come into force before the dissolution of the 7th Parliament on the midnight. The Commission therefore was compelled to wait for the 8th Parliament to be sworn in on 7 January 2021 before the CI to amend CI 128 could be laid before Parliament. So this is the Attorney General.
It's interesting that you indicated that we've had discussion on this particular matter on several occasions. And I was
in fact, just hold on. I've just received a response by Franklin Kujo, the Electoral Commission. I think it's only fair that since he was the subject of the statement, 14th May statement of Electoral Commission on SAL brazenly dishonest and shows gross incompetence of Commission. So it's a matter of public record.
He's also referring to the 14th May.
Yeah, that was the statement. Yeah. The statement went out before they asked journalists to hold on. There's a matter of public record that in the evening of 6 December 2020, the Electoral Commission issued a public statement to the effect that voters in the South traditional areas could not vote in a parliamentary election scheduled for 7 December 2020. For ease of reference, a copy of that public statement of the EC is attached. The exclusion of voters in the South traditional areas from voting in the election for a member of Parliament was a flagrant violation of the right to vote of the said voters, which amounts to being disenfranchised. As a consequence, the people of South traditional areas do not have representation in the 8th Parliament of the 4th Republic. This has rightly been described by Professor Kweku Asari as the cardinal sin of the 8th Parliament. It is brazenly dishonest on the part of the Electoral Commission to refer to my statement about the people of South being disenfranchised as falsehood and misinformation, or falsehood and untruth about the Commission. None of the so-called facts surrounding the inability of the residents of South, now the Guan constituency, to vote in the 2020 parliamentary elections that are recited in the 14th of May 2024 statement of the Electoral Commission can take away the simple and indisputable fact that on the eve of the 2020 elections, the Electoral Commission publicly announced that the people of South could not vote in the parliamentary election. The people of South were therefore disenfranchised and are not represented in the 8th Parliament of the 4th Republic. When a lawyer for the Electoral Commission said in the High Court hold recently that it was regrettable that the people of South were not able to vote for a parliamentary candidate of their choice, some imagined that there was some soul searching at the Commission as regards the disenfranchisement of the people of South. It's now clear that this is not the case. Please see a media report attached. It is really remarkable that in its recitation of its dealings with the Ministry of Local Government Attorney General's Department in November 2020, in respect of the creation of a Guan constituency, the Electoral Commission did not appreciate that Article 47(6) of the 92 Constitution makes it clear that, quote, where the boundaries of a constituency established under this article are altered as a result of a review, the alteration shall come into effect upon the next dissolution of Parliament. This is also something the Supreme Court pronounced on in a case in which the Electoral Commission was a party. Whatever changes to existing constituency boundaries were to come into effect to the creation of Guam constituency would only come into effect upon the dissolution of that parliament, that is on 6 January 2021. The Electoral Commission should therefore have known that even apart from whether its draft CI, which it says it forwarded to the Attorney General's Department for its review on 13th of November 2020, could have matured in Parliament before the 7 December 2020 election, the creation of the Guam constituency could not come into effect and alter existing constituency boundaries before the holding of the 7 December 2020 elections. The statement of the Electoral Commission indicates that the Commission was not aware that Parliament was on recess at the time it received the letter from the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development requesting it to create a new constituency. Here again, it is incredible that the Commission does not appreciate that changes in the boundaries of constituencies are not just a matter of a letter from a ministry, but are to be consistent with Article 47(5) of the Constitution. That the Commission was not aware of Parliament being on recess at the time it received a letter from the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development speaks volumes. So in preparing a draft of a constitutional instrument intended to be sent to Parliament to bring into force the Guam constituency, the Commission was not aware of the very public fact that Parliament was on recess. The Commission did not bother to check on the calendar of Parliament, even as it was preparing an instrument that could only come into effect after being placed before Parliament. In any case, I facilitated a meeting between the chair of the Electoral Commission, Mrs. Jim Mensah, and elders of SAL on November 30, 2020. The elders had earlier written to the EC on November 27, 2020, requesting clarity on the status of Lolobi and Akpafu people in the December 2020 elections. In the letter, the elders warned that, quote, any other action or attempt to place us or suspend our full participation in the coming electoral process will amount to deliberate disenfranchising of our rights to vote under the 1992 Constitution of Ghana. It will be a clear disrespect for our dignity as a people. We will resist any such action with all the force and might available to us. Please see letter attached. The following day after the meeting with the elders of SAL, specifically on December 1, 2020, the Electoral Commission's Deputy Director in charge of operations, Samuel Tete, told the media that SAL voters shall be allowed to vote in their mother constituency on 7 December 2020. We were therefore surprised when the EC, just after 5 days, on December 6, 2020, issued a press statement authorizing SAL residents not to vote in the parliamentary elections. The 14th May 2024 statement of the Electoral Commission is not only brazenly dishonest, but puts on stark display to the whole world the gross incompetence of the Jim Mensah-led Electoral Commission. I have no doubt that the people of Ghana will not be hoodwinked by the brazen dishonesty of the Electoral Commission, nor will they allow such brazen dishonesty and gross incompetence to stand in the way of our democracy. The unconstitutional and illegal actions of the Commission must be constantly exposed for the sake of upholding our democracy, and we will not relent in our commitment to doing just that. The people of SAL were disenfranchised by the Electoral Commission. Franklin Kujo, 15th May 2024. What is this?
Randy, I'm happy the Electoral
Commission...
For
the benefit of those who do not know, the statement signed by the Electoral Commission on the 6th of December 2020, and Annie, please put that statement on there. It says the Commission wishes to announce for the information of the general public, especially voters in a Buem constituency, that the 7 December 2020 presidential and parliamentary elections will take place in the Buem constituency as scheduled from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. However, as a result of the creation of the Guam District Local Government, Guam District Assembly Establishment Instrument 2020, and pending the creation of the Guam constituency, eligible voters in the Guam District will vote only in the presidential election, but not in the parliamentary election in the Buem constituency. Voters in the Guam District are to take note of this directive from the Electoral Commission.
Randy, I'm happy the Electoral Commission replaced this particular initial statement because reading the statement, Randy, the contradictions are a little bit too much. At a point, they say it was laid in Parliament on the 6th. At a point, they say they were not aware of the creation of even the district. It's a challenge. It's a challenge. And I'm happy they released another statement to bring some clarity to the initial one.
The new statement does not also cure
yes,
any of the
I mean, but at
issues
least the first one is a little bit tidier than the second one. I've also just listened to you reading Mr. Franklin Kujo's statement. Around the bottom line, it's unfair to have a group of people not having a representation in Parliament. Bottom line, Randy, our very good friend Fred Agbenyo, for years, I mean, has been traveling back to his constituency and getting himself ready to come to Parliament. It is simply not fair to have me represent my people, Efijako Abere North, in Parliament, and getting an opportunity to ask questions to ministers and all that, and getting answers. So I take back to my people to explain to them the situations we are in. It's unfortunate. I'm happy that I think steps have been taken now, because I now know that the NDC now have a parliamentary candidate in the person of Mr. Fred Agbenyo. I think that our party also has a parliamentary candidate for that particular area. It is my hope that this election coming up in December, everybody will have a chance to have a representation in Parliament. The back and forth with Electoral Commission and Mr. Franklin Kujo, I think all that Mr. Franklin Kujo wants is to have somebody represent them in Parliament, which is what we should all be fighting for. Randy, that's what I have to say about this. It's becoming too. We've been talking about this for years now, and I think it has to come to an end.
Crazy.
Well, I agree with Honorable Collins that the most important thing is to ensure that the people of SAL have representation in Parliament. I fully agree with that. But I think that we should also avoid such errors, such apparently deliberate errors, such errors which speak to the incompetence of public officials and so on, should be avoided. I've read the first statement which was issued yesterday, and I've seen the terrible inconsistencies in the statement. One which talks about the fact that they were not aware that Parliament was on recess, and then on the same page, you know, they admit that they were aware that Parliament was on recess. But even worse, it's just the fact that you have an electoral commission which doesn't know when Parliament is on recess. Can you imagine that, Randy? You have a whole electoral commission and it doesn't know when Parliament is on recess. How does it do its work? I mean, this is an admission of perhaps one of the highest forms of incompetence. And this is the commission which is going to supervise the 2024 elections. I'm afraid. Look, already,
Yes.
Randy, and I'm very serious about it.
Yes.
This commission has demonstrated its lack of capacity to do addition. We are not talking about mathematics. We are not talking about multiplication. We are not talking about algebraic equations. Is that how you do?
Calculus.
And so on. That's not what we are talking about. Addition, which is done at the day nursery level. Addition. That's where they study. Day nursery level is where they study addition. And the whole commission does not have the capacity to do addition. Are you not frightened?
But
Any wonder that the last elections results were declared 3 or 4 times?
Crazy.
And is this the commission which is going to supervise the 2024 elections?
Crazy.
Yes, sir.
I am worried about the level of dishonesty, about how this electoral commission can lie brazenly. And it's unfortunate, but I think that maybe they do not appreciate the importance of the commission as well as the peace and stability of this country is concerned, to be honest with you. And it is only in a country like Ghana that we will tolerate this. In 2022, the Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana told Parliament told Parliament, and this is captured in the Hansard of 9th of March 2022, that the EC, on the basis of a correspondence dated 13th of November, submitted these documents to them. 13th of November. Even at this time, 13th of November, you had barely 21 days to go for the election. And this was at the time that they had written to the Attorney General. Mm-hmm. So even when you submit a letter dated 13th of November, you know very well
it's not possible
that you will not be able to achieve 21 sitting days. Yeah. You know.
Especially when Parliament is on recess.
Even if Parliament were not on recess, there is no way you can achieve 21 sitting days. You've written a letter to the Attorney General 13th of Now, Attorney General is telling us that on the 18th of November, it sent a letter to you, it forwarded the draft and everything to you, and its comments. And it's telling us that the Attorney General particularly drew the attention of the Electoral Commission to the limited time available for the dissolution of the 7th Parliament, having regard to Clause 7 of Article 11 of the Constitution, which requires 21 sitting days for a draft instrument to come into force. So they sent you this on the 18th. Then you waited another 8 days. 26th of November, you then wrote to the Electoral Commission, the Attorney General, requesting it to still go ahead and finalize the draft constitutional instrument. You did this. They received the thing is dated 25th. They received it on 26th. So even after they are advising you on the 18th, you went ahead on the 25th when we had just some 13 days or so to the election and asked them to still go ahead, despite the advice by the Attorney General. And then the Attorney General, 30th of November, then sends you its response with 7 days to go for the election. And all this, which the Attorney General said to Parliament, which is contained in the Hansard, you issue a statement. And thinking that we are all idiots, all these facts, you hide them. And you decide to take on Franklin Kujo, that is peddling falsehood and untruth about the Electoral Commission that we should disregard. This is how you went about your business, according to the Attorney General, and is contained in the Hansard of Parliament. In which jurisdiction will this conduct be tolerated? In which jurisdiction?
Here.
Will this conduct be tolerated?
This jurisdiction.
And you say you didn't disenfranchise them.
Master, no be so.
And after all this, you were the one who issued the statement on the 6th of December, a day before the election, to tell them that they cannot vote in parliamentary election, they can only vote in presidential. In which jurisdiction will this conduct be tolerated? Where?
The initial statements, Randy, if you read 5, the Commission was not aware that Parliament was on recess at the time it received a letter from the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. At the time, as a result, the Commission drafted a constitutional instrument to bring into force the Guam constituency and forwarded a draft to the Attorney General's Department for its review on the 13th. And if you go to 6, following the correspondence to the Attorney General's Department, the Commission became aware of the fact that Parliament was on recess.
Can you imagine? Meanwhile, the Attorney General made you aware of this on the 18th. And despite making you aware of this on the 18th, you still went ahead on the 26th to ask them to still go ahead. You asked them to still go ahead. So what were you cooking? What were you planning? You have told us that it takes 21 days. This is the Electoral Commission we are dealing with. This is the Electoral Commission. And on its this it says transparency, fairness, and integrity. That's the hallmark of the commission.
Yeah.
Transparency, fairness, and integrity. Where is the transparency in this?
No, they will organize.
Where is the fairness in this? Where is the integrity in this? Honorable, you can help me. Maybe me, my bro is not good enough.
Randy, you know I've made my point.
Maybe me, I'm not that educated. I don't understand. Where's the transparency in this? Where's the fairness in this? Where's the integrity in this?
Honorable, would you honestly say, and I mean honestly say, that we should have confidence in a commission like this to conduct the 2024 elections?
Oh,
I say honestly.
Oh yeah, I'm being honest. Yeah. I think we all can see that yes, there are some issues with this particular state.
You see, and it's no joke. You see, Honorable.
But I don't think
at the heart of this is the disenfranchisement of a people in 4 traditional areas, and that an electoral commission can, with an administrative fiat, take the decision. And then you are not even remorseful. You come and lie and you hide facts. When the Attorney General has gone, and the thing the Attorney General said, this public record, we have discussed it severally. Where is the transparency? Where is the fairness? Where is the integrity? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? How do you engender confidence in your work? How do you get people to stop reading meanings into what you do, into every step you take? If you can show such a deficit in integrity and in honesty, how? Anyway.
Upper court. Boss.
Boss.
Yes, sir.
It's unfortunate. I mean, we've all read the statement and seen the inconsistencies, but
these are not inconsistencies.
I still think
these are brazen lies.
I still think we should continue to have confidence in them. I mean, Randy, nothing can change from now to November. We can have a different electoral commission.
But why not?
We can have to conduct our elections.
Your card-bearing members who are sitting on the commissioners, you think we can remove them before the elections?
I'm crazy.
Why shouldn't we remove them before the elections?
This is a country that believes that. Honorable.
I'm crazy.
Honorable, this is a country.
I'm crazy.
This is a country which leadership believe that procurement breaches were enough to remove an electoral commissioner. Procurement breaches were enough.
I still hold the view.
But we can tolerate an electoral commission that with an administrative fiat can disenfranchise thousands of people.
Yes, I still hold the view that we are going to have a very
and lie about it and continue to lie about it.
We are going to have a very clean election.
Have you seen the limited voter registration exercise and how it has gone?
Yes, I have.
And you still have confidence that we're going to have a very clean election?
I don't think we are going to have any. Yes, the electoral commission has its own problems, but
I'm confident that. Where do you get your confidence from?
I'm confident that we are going to have a very smooth election.
I just want to know where the confidence comes from.
You must have faith. Let's have faith.
Faith in what?
I'm going to say, all be well. I'll be well.
Okay.
I'll be well. I'll be well.
Okay. So, Honorable will be well. Thanks for joining us. Kwesi, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Up
Andy.
next, GMG Trends. Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Time to check out what is trending on social media with Desi. Yes, sir.
Good morning to you and to our viewers. Today is 15th May, the middle of the month, and it's time for us to do trends here on the show. Today I'll tell you about comments on social media. I'll tell you about a 1-year-old boy. Finally, we have a record holder for the Guinness World Record from Ghana. And it's a 1-year-old boy. I'll tell you about him and also talk about yesterday's game between Man City and Arsenal. And what was trending was, hey, song. That was what was trending the whole night right into today. And also we'll talk about some other things going on there. So let's just get straight into it. The comments coming in this morning on the show. You can always join in with the hashtag Good Morning Ghana on Twitter. And of course, you can join in on Facebook also. Put in the comments under the section there. And we'll definitely be reading some of them here on the show. So let's get into it. This one says that, okay, so you have that coming through on Twitter this morning. But as we try to work on that, Doc, yesterday, did you win the game?
Yes, I did.
I don't know how I was feeling though. Whether, I was I know, I want to support Arsenal because I don't want City to win 4 times in a row. No, that's not possible. I don't want that to happen.
You don't want what to happen?
Man City to win the Premier League 4 times in a row.
What is wrong with that?
Oh, the guy and I say I have for too much.
But is their performance?
We have to be. West Ham has to find a way to beat them.
Yeah, but it is a competition.
Yes.
So your performance determines your placement. So if you do not want that, then you must make sure that your club puts up performances that will stop it.
This is what I was counting on Liverpool.
To do what? To do what?
No, this is what I was counting on Liverpool to win the league.
Is your club in Division 7?
Oh, we know we are still getting there.
You are still doing what?
We are rebuilding. Anyway, so let's read some of the comments from yesterday. I said, hey, some missed one chance. That could have just done everything. All right, look, so say, hey, no, some be wicked. Hey.
You remember the World Cup final?
Yes.
France versus Argentina?
Yes. Colomwani.
Yeah.
Hey, but anyway, we'll see what happens on Sunday. Kudus, this is where we need you.
And yes. Liverpool versus Chelsea.
Yeah.
That legendary slip by Giroud.
Yeah, Giroud.
And
that yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but Liverpool, we thought this documentary, we were doing it to... Oh! And the documentary, we don't know where we'll show it. Because...
Do you feel yourself?
No,
think of your women's fellowship.
Yesterday, I was looking for the steer that was given to Dr. Bami. I finally saw it.
You saw the steer?
Yeah. It was given to him at Techman.
So you went to Techman?
Oh, I saw. Please, let's see the steer that was given to Dr. Bami as he's about to take the driver's seat. So let's listen to the people in Techman and what they said when they gave him the steering wheel.
Incoming president. Minister for local government.
That was when the vice president signed the flag bearer for the NPP. That's what he got when he went to Techiman. Was was a man. Why in the Ghana flag kakra? Why MPP is kakra? And also Omwabe, no. About paying means that Meleba, one trap Meleba. The basic president, Melebo.
I'm sure that I'll speak with Anakumi. I know they should hire you as the vice president's hype man.
Oh, nice steer there for the vice president. But he go carry Accra. I don't know. Maybe he will keep him.
So he's been given what he wants.
He's the driver. He's now the driver. Like he now is supposed to be the driver.
He was looking for a steering wheel. He's been given one.
He's been given. Okay. That one today.
What's your problem?
No. That one today.
So on first year, man. You're on my man.
No, what about? Well, the chief first year. Anyway, let's get back to the comments on social media with regards to the show today. People complimenting Honorable Collins that he's a nice gentleman.